Welcome back, everybody. So, I got the wrong thing up here. That's what I wanted. So here's the warm-up. If you need to pause and do these problems, we'll go over them in a second. But here, we're going to get to the worksheet. Now, again, I'm going to go over the word problem. Okay, you can ask any questions after that, but I'm going to go over the word problem, shall we? So it says the winning swim team earned 245 points. The other teams earned at least 72 points less. Now, this at least 72 points less is kind of confusing. What is the inequality? Is it less? Is it more? Is it greater than? Is it least? What is it? Well, here's the way I think of this problem. If X is the amount the other teams earn, right? If X is, if X is the amount for the other teams, then I know the difference between the winning team and the other teams. The difference between the amount the winning team earned and the amount the other teams earned is at least 72, right? Let's go to where she goes. The difference between those two teams is at least 72 points. So the difference could be greater than or equal to 72 points. That's how I thought about it.
At this time, we would like freshmen with last names beginning with K through L. Please go to the Performing Arts Hall now for your home screening.
Remember, video's going to be online. Check it later today.
I'll watch this for y'all. Last name
What's that?
beginning with K through L. Please go to the pod now. Thanks.
Look, 4 more kids. All right. So 245 minus X, the difference between the two teams, has to be bigger than or equal to 72. That's the way I thought about it. Now, are there other ways to do it? Yes. You could have said 245 is greater than or equal to X plus 72. Or, what'd you do?
I did P is greater than or equal to 245 minus X.
That would have been fine as well. Yeah. It's hard with the ones where like we can't solve it yet, like we're not supposed to solve it yet. Those ones setting up that inequality is kind of weird. Now, was one of the teams able to earn 180 points?
No.
At this point, I just plug it in. Thank you. At this point, I can just plug it in. 245 minus 180. Is that a true statement? Well, 245 minus 180 is 65. Is that a true statement?
No.
No, it's not. Here. Would you?
Yeah, I asked him as I was walking
He's
down.
with Joe. He's with his friend Joe. He is still so he's helping.
Oh, got it. He must need a lot of help.
Well, I mean, he was going up the stairs for him.
Okay.
When I was home then.
Other questions on the homework before we get to the warm-up? What other questions do we have on the homework? Anything else? Yeah.
10.
10?
10 or 9. One of the fractions.
Let's do 10. So all I'm doing is plugging it in. So I'm going to say 4 times 4 divided by 8 plus 3. And I want to see if that's less than or equal to 2, right? So 4 times 4 on the top, that's going to get us 16 over 8 plus 3. Greater than or, sorry, less than or equal to, don't change the symbol. Less than or equal to 2. 16 over 8 is 2. Is that a true statement? Is 5 less than or equal to 2? No. Let's go over one of the problems where you have to flip the direction, okay? Let's go over one of the problems where you had to flip the direction, because again, we didn't have one like that yesterday. Let's take, for example, number 13. Everybody look at number 13. Negative 4 is less than F. Is the variable on the correct side?
No.
No, the variable is on the incorrect side. F is on the wrong side. So I'm going to put F over on the left side and negative 4 on the right side. Now, whenever you flip the orientation, what do you have to do with the sign? flip it 2. So it turns from less than to greater than. Now we can say, okay, we're at, let's do -5, -4, -3. And we'll put an open circle at -4 going to the right. That's why the arrow points to the right instead of the left. Could you plug in numbers just to check? Of course. Yes.
So I had the same exact thing. I just didn't flip the problem.
Did you get the arrow correct?
Yeah.
Then you're good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say every time I do it, I will flip it around because for me it just doesn't look right if the arrow's not pointing the same way as the symbol.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions on the homework before we get to today's notes or to the warm up? All right. Let's do the warm up. Let's do these 4 problems. Write the sentence as an inequality. Okay. The sum of a number in V. That's easy. Or sorry, the sum of a number V and 6.2. V plus 6.2. Now, is at least, what is at least, Nathan?
Greater than or equal to?
Greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to -4.7. Am I asked to solve it yet? Nope, but that's what we'll do today. Look at the one on the top right. Is the variable in the correct spot?
No.
No, not for me. W has to go on the left, -2 has to go on the right. Now we flip it around. So now, open circle at -2, going to the right. Open circle at -2, going to the right. Tell whether it's a solution or not. Down here in the bottom left, just plug it in. 5 minus a -3 is less than 8. Well, 5 minus -3, that's like 5 plus 3. That gives me 8 is less than 8. Is that a true statement?
No.
Nope, not a true statement. So -3 would not be a solution. And then our last one here, we got x and 4. Make sure that you're using the direction of the symbol, direction of the arrow as the symbol. So x is less than 4. Now, do I add in the or equal to? Yep, because it's got the closed circle. So x is less than or equal to 4. 1, 0, where is it?
Well, I got that.
8:32. It's been 20 minutes since you just hit class was
My friend tripped and fell on his crutches, and he just got ACL surgery. So
Who's your friend?
Joey has to see that.
Oh.
And so I took him to the clinic, but I had to get his bag, and we had to go down the elevator. Take some while to get around. So.
You didn't know there's an elevator?
I didn't know there was an elevator.
You walk up the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, I would have tripped. I can fall without them anyway. So I don't.
The funny thing is you recorded on the
Are you with me?
Oh, I need to get one of the people. That's for the first time in 3 weeks. What, you did?
Gee, what a shame.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, like I said yesterday, we're going to kind of crawl through this stuff because we're going to take one day where all we do today is just solve inequalities by addition and subtraction. That's it. Tomorrow is just solve inequalities by multiplication and division. Then on Friday and Monday, we're going to do the two-step and multi-step inequalities. So by Monday, we're going to learn how to solve any inequalities that we want. But the rest of this week and the beginning of next week is just how we solve those inequalities. Just so you guys know, we're planning on quizzing next Wednesday, a week from today, over sections 2.1 to 2.4. Just so you know what's coming. All right. Now, we solve inequalities exactly how we solve equations. We solve inequalities exactly how we solve equations, with one little catch. Guys, when you solved an equation, I would have accepted on an answer blank just a number. right? Like you solve an equation, you get x equals 4, you just put 4 on the answer blank. For all of the inequalities, that's no longer acceptable. I need the symbol along with it. I need x is greater than, x is less than, x is greater than or equal to. I need the symbol. It's no longer just okay to just write the number. Like for example here, how would I solve this inequality? What would I do? No, how would I solve this inequality? What gets x alone?
Oh, you can add 6 to the other side because whatever you want to add the other.
Exactly. I add 6 to both sides. Just like if this was an equation, I add 6 to the other side, and I get x is greater than or equal to -4. See, what's tempting for a lot of people is just to write -4 on an answer blank. Can I write -4 on an answer blank? No, I have to write the symbol. I have to write x is greater than or equal to -4. That goes on that full thing goes on the answer blank. That trips a lot of people up. A lot of people lose a lot of points because they didn't write the full symbol with the sentence and everything. Now, I want you to practice making these number line graphs where you have to fill in the numbers as well. So like here, I've got -4. What I need you to do is kind of write out -5, -4, -3, -2. Fill in the number line a little bit. Okay? So I've got -5, -4, -3, -2. Open or closed circle on -4? Closed. How do I know? How do I know?
Or equal to?
Right. The or equal to on there tells me it's a closed circle on -4. And then because this arrow is pointing to, because it's a greater than symbol, the symbol is pointing to the right, my arrow must also point to the right as well. What does that mean? That means that, anything anything above -4 would be a solution. So -3, -2, 20.
Your attention, freshmen. All freshmen, last names beginning with M, and then Mary. Please go to the pod now for your help.
Just M.
That's freshman with the last name beginning with M. Please go to the pod now and bring your glasses. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we've got y plus 8 is less than 5. Let's look at the second example. How do I solve this one? How do I solve this one? Oop, not -5, -8 on both sides. -8 on both sides. Remember, we want to get things away from the variable. 5 minus 8 is -3. All right, so y is less than -3 is my solution. That means that anything less than -3 would be a solution. So let's go to our number line and fill it in. -4, -3, -2, -1. And we put in here -3. Open circle on -3 because there is no or equal to, and it points to the left because it's a less than. Questions about that? Again, the same rules apply where if the variable ends up on the incorrect side, move it over to the left side. Move it over to the correct side so that you know where the arrow is going to point as well. Let's do another one. I've got -8 is less than 1.4 plus m. What solves this inequality? How do I solve this inequality? Right? Yeah, subtract 1.4. Subtract 1.4 from both sides. And that gives me -9.4 is less than m. Again, it's going to be extremely important that we stay organized with your work. Stay organized with your work. Make it nice and clean and clear. So I can give you partial credit if you need to. Now, would I leave that on an answer blank? No. I would flip it around. M on the left side, -9.4 on the other side. And that less than symbol has to turn into greater than symbol. Not only flip the orientation, but also flip the sign as well. So flip the symbol. Now, this one's a little tricky because it's a decimal. Don't let that throw you off, though. Let's say -11, -10, -9, -8, -7. Now, If you have a decimal value, please make sure you pay close attention to where you're putting the dot, basically. I've got negative 9.4. That should go between negative 9 and negative 10. Somewhere in here, right? Somewhere in there. Now, do I care where? You might be saying, well, it looks more like 9.5. Whatever. I don't care. I just want it between negative 9 and negative 10. You know what you can't do? Put it between negative 10 and negative 11, or negative 8 or negative 9. It needs to be in between negative 9 and negative 10. Yeah.
Would you accept, because I did 9.1 for the first tally all the way to 9.6. Would you accept that or no?
Do whole numbers.
Just do whole numbers?
Yeah, just do whole numbers and put it where you think it should go.
I like that.
No, that's okay. I mean, honestly, if you did that on a quiz or test, I'd still give you credit for it.
Oh, okay.
Questions on that? Open circle going to the right. Okay, last one of these. 6 is greater than or equal to negative 5 plus c. Okay, what solves this one? How do I solve this one?
Adding 5 on both sides.
Adding 5 on both sides. So I add 5 here, as well as here, and that gets me 11 is greater than or equal to c. Presto changeo. C 11. Now this turns into greater than or equal to symbol turns into a less than or equal to symbol. So there's my final answer for the inequality. That means any number less than or equal to 11. So let's put it on a number line here. This is, we got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we'll say, okay, greater than or equal to 11. Closed dot on 11, going to the left. Questions about that? All right, so that's solving with addition and subtraction. Quite easy, right? What we're going to do now is go back to something that we did yesterday and finish it out. Like, for example, yesterday we took these words to math and just transferred. We didn't solve. Now we're going to take it that one step further and solve. So, write the sentence as an inequality, then solve the inequality. Okay, a number plus 4 is at most 9. Well, a number plus 4 part is not too bad. X plus 4. And we know it has to compare to 9, but what does it mean when I say at most 9? At most 9.
Less than or equal to.
Okay, she says less than or equal to. Let's logically reason it through. If it's at most 9, hold on. If it's at most 9, could it be 10?
No.
No, it couldn't be 10. It's got to stay underneath 9, right? So this is correct. This is correct. You were right. This is correct. That's what I'm saying.
That looks wrong. In my head, it looks different.
That's less than or equal to.
All you care.
That's less than or equal to. You had it right.
Okay.
You had it right.
It just looks different in my head.
And when I say at most, you should think less than or equal to. At most is less than or equal to. Logically think it through. If it's at most 10, or at most 9, then it could not be more than 9. So it's got to stay underneath 9, less than or equal to. When we put these on a quiz, there's going to be 2 answer blanks. This is going to be one of the answer blanks. Then we ask to solve it, so we subtract 4 to both sides. And that gives me x is less than or equal to 5. And that's my other part. And it doesn't ask me to graph, so we don't have to graph. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. The difference of a number n and 3 is at least 10. The difference of a number n and 3 is at least 10. Well, the difference of a number means to subtract. So I want to take n minus 3, and we're going to compare it to 10. And now we have to think back to, okay, what does at least mean? Nathan?
Greater than or equal to?
Greater than or equal to. Now let's, again, logically reason it through. If it's at least 10, Could I be under 10? No, because it's got to be at least 10. That implies that I want at least more than 10. So greater than or equal to 10. Add the 3 to both sides. N is greater than or equal to 13. So those are my two answers. Write the inequality and solve. That's why I'm saying it's really important that you know those at least, at most, and know whether those are greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Those can be tricky. No more than, no less than, those ones. All right, let's take a look at our last problem here, the word problem. You order a new pair of running shoes from a website that offers free shipping on orders $75 or more. Your shoes cost $69.95. Write and solve an inequality that represents how much more you must spend to get the free shipping. All right, so let's define our variable, and we're going to use our last sentence to do that. Write and solve an inequality that represents how much more money. This is the amount of more money that I need to spend to get up to $75 or more. All right, how much have I already spent? $69.95. And in addition to that, I need to spend this amount more, that's going to get me up to at least $75. How do I represent that? Greater than or equal to 75. Because if I spend $75, am I going to get free shipping? Well, look at the wording. Offers free shipping on orders $75 or more. So yeah, if I spend $75 on the dot, I'm going to get free shipping. Okay? So we subtract $69.95 over to the other side. And then we get X is going to be greater than or equal to 75 minus $69.95 is $5.05. Now, when we do word problems now, it's going to be even more important. It's going to be even more important to state your answer. It's going to be even more important to state your answer. So what is my answer to my problem? State it carefully. Nathan?
You must spend at least $5.05.
Good. And I'm glad he said at least, because that's the part that people don't usually do. A lot of people say he needs to spend $5.05. Which is kind of okay, because if he only spends $5.05, it gets him up to $75 and he's got free shipping. But that's not what the inequality implies. The inequality implies that I need to spend at least that amount. Because could I spend $5.10? Yeah. So we need to spend at least $5.05 to get free shipping. Questions about that? No? Okay. So let me turn off the video here.